Hey there, folks. Foggy here. You may know me from my year of solo board gaming, which was ill-advised and stupid. Now I am doing solo struggles. That's right. I'm going to be playing a bunch of solo games that have campaign modes. This is scenario 2 of the Dr. Fright scenarios from the scenario book. I'm going to go ahead and read the introduction. We're playing with Nancy here, who is the other, with Sheila is the other final girl in the Dr. Fright Maple Lane set. And the special event that came out, by the way, the reason that there's so many people on the board is because one of the two starting events that you have to go with is fresh meat, which doubles basically everybody in search areas, which is lovely. The summer after Nancy survived the terrible night on Maple Lane, she was excited to get back to Camp Happy Trails. The change of scenery in her job as camp counselor to the Girl Guppies, which is what they call their first-year campers, was something she was happy to have. But Dr. Fright doesn't forget a soul. He had slowly and quietly been visiting the ones who had escaped his grasp on Maple Lane. Nancy was next on the list. When he found her that night, she was surrounded by other dreamers. There was no way to enter her dreams without the others knowing of his presence. So be it. That night, on a warm summer day at Camp Happy Trails, 10 little girl guppies rushed out of their cabin like a disturbed hornet's nest, screams filling the night air. The terror had begun. All right, now there were two starting events. There was fresh meat. There was also death wish. That means at the end of every turn, one of these folks is going to walk towards the killer, so that's not helpful. We're going to have our starting hand of 6 zero-cost cards. And my primary goal is to kind of focus on here and try to get as many people out as possible. Plus, I would really love that axe. So I think I'm going to try to walk first. We're going to see how well walking goes. And if I can get these two here, great. If I can get them to here, even better. Mostly because if I can get one of them to here, when it comes time to do the upkeep, that is the one that will walk towards the killer. Otherwise, it's going to be one of these folks. And I kind of don't want that. All right, so that's horrible. That is basically I could burn every other card I have and walk 2 spaces. I'm going to go ahead and burn short rest and weak attack. And we're going to walk 1 space to here. So I can't get them too much closer. I could try. We're going to use up 1 time. This should have been on 6 to start, and then here. This should also be on 4. My bad. Let's go ahead and do another walk. And this was successful. This is 2 spaces. So I could, if I wanted to, get them out of here. I could just go straight into there. I think it's actually better for me. I'm worried if he ends up walking towards me that's going to be bad. Let's go ahead and save this one victim. Let's get this victim out of here. That's going to give us a huge help because now we're going to cover up, move 2 spaces. I'm going to move this down 1. And the 2 spaces I'm going to move is to head back to the dock so I can actually do some searching on the next turn. All right, so I still have 2 cards left. I have my 2 focus cards left. I'm going to hold on to those. I have 4 time to do some planning with. I'm going to take search and sprint. Excuse me. Sorry. And then these are going to go back into the tableau. And I'm going to put myself back up at 6. And now we go to the killer phase. Killer phase, he doesn't do anything because there's nobody in his spot. We draw a terror card. Better lock the door. He's going to come walking towards us. So he's going to take 1 space towards us. There's nobody who can kill him. He can kill in this spot. And then during the next action phase, I may not move into any place occupied by a victim. The problem here is that now I can't get anybody to this spot because he's in it. So that's not good. 1 person is going to move close to him. And I can either have it be 1 person from the dock, or I can have this be this person. And have it be 1 person from the dock. They're going to run. All right, so now that's the upkeep phase. We're going to go into my turn. There was no panic phase because nobody died. Let's do a search first. Oh, wow, that is huge. All right, 2 successes. That means I get to take a look at both this card and the next card. Nancy's machetes. So the problem with Nancy's machetes is that victims will not follow me if I have it equipped. It does 3 damage though. It takes up both. It's a little bit better than the axe, but I think because victims will not follow me, I'm going to leave it here. This is It's a powerful item. Or do I just take it and then fall asleep and then just whack at him? Because he's got 9 health. That means basically, if I attack like with that and a weak attack, that's like almost half his damage. That and Furious Strike could take him out. I just have to be asleep when that happens. I'm gonna go for Nancy's machete. This might be a quicker game. We might I usually focus on basically doing as much as I can to help people out. But this time, I think I'm just going to focus on getting over to this dude. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I'm going to sprint. And that is not great. I can turn that into 1 success, which uses up all my cards. The search took up 1 time. The sprint will take up 2 times. Now I'll move 2 spaces. Nobody's following me, but I'm now in this space with the killer, who is going to attack. But he's doing his weakest possible damage, and he's not going to raise the bloodlust. Each time you enter the killer space, raise the bloodlust. Oh, yeah, that's less than helpful. All right, so the bloodlust does go up by 1. Horror goes up by 1. We're playing this interestingly, I think. We have 4 time to work with. We're going to get all our starting cards back. I think I'm going to take Guard. Actually, I'm going to take Retaliate. Retaliate is awesome because Retaliate, you can actually do weapon damage with the weapon that you have. But that is all I can take because that is 4 cards exactly. The rest of these are going to go back here. Focus and search go back here. And now he is going to attack. So he's going to attack, and I'm going to play Retaliate. This might be fun. I have no idea. We're going to roll 2 dice. There's only 1 damage, so all I need is 1 success. And I got 2. So I ignore all damage, but I also do 2 damage in return, plus the 3 from the machetes, which means I do a total of 5 damage from him. That's huge. Retaliate goes back in here. And then we draw a terror card. Oh, no, wait. He can't attack me because I'm not asleep. I'm an idiot. That's a bummer. You can fall asleep voluntarily using the short rest and long rest, but since I'm not asleep, I can't really do anything like that. All right, so let's draw a terror card instead, because he's not going to attack while he's there. Slasher can't attack, and then he's going to move, but he's already in a space with me. I think he's going to move towards a victim here, and that is going to kill off another victim. So now he's going to do 1 and 2, 1 damage and 2 spaces. Horror does not go up because it's not indicated as such on here. Everybody who's not in a search area panics. So let's go ahead and do this. This will be our person in the fire pit who is going to run straight to where the killer is. That's not good. We're going to take the person who's at makeout point, and they're going to run into the cliff. And then finally, the person who's up there on their own is going to run towards the people at the utility shed. All right. Fun. Now we go to the panic phase. Somebody got killed, and there is a person in. Yeah. So this person's going to panic again. They're going to panic out of that spot. 3. I was really hoping that they would panic towards me, because then I could just automatically save them. And then finally, we did panic, now we do upkeep. One of these dudes is going to walk right back in there again and be like, hi, you're okay, right? You don't seem like that bad of a person. All right. Okay, so I'm going to walk 1 space, 1 success, so I'm here. I'm now going to short rest so that I'm asleep. I can't get any health from this, so this is just simply going to burn up a time. But now I am asleep. For the sleep deck, we're going to take this card, we're going to put it on the bottom, and we're going to flip it over. At the end of the turn, I do have to start processing the boiler room stuff. I now have a weak attack that I can do. Oh, and I forgot to raise the power here again, because I did enter the killer space again. This is a 1 and 3. That is horrible. I do not want to lose either of those. Yeah, I can't give up either of these. If I do, I'm going to be doing 4 damage to him. But then I lose my retaliate. Otherwise, I lose 1 health and it's the end of the turn. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go with that. We're going to go with short rest. We're going to give up these 2 to turn this into a success. That is going to allow me to do... I don't do any damage to him. Oh, no, I do, because it was an attack. Sorry. I do 4 damage. There we go. 4 damage. And I lose 1 health. Okay. And now I go into planning. I have 4 cards left to plan with. I'm going to need basically both my guards for the attack. I kind of wish I'd retaliate still, but that's my stupidity. Then we're going to put these back. These all go here. And we're going to go to the next turn. Start of the killer phase, he's going to attack me. He's going to attack the victim that's here instead of me because that person's there. And now his dark power will activate. Pitchfork Assault. Each time Dr. Fright damages you, raise the horror by 1. That's not good. Yeah, that sucks. So then we draw a terror card. Remove 1 victim from a saved victim space on your final go card. And then he's going to go after these victims over here and kill one of them, raising the horror up by 1. At the end, I do have to resolve one of these. I'm going to resolve up this way. And unfortunately, I don't see anybody there. So I'm going to resolve. Let's go up and down again. There he is. He's going to try to do 2 damage to me. And I've got guard, so I can actually block that damage. Rolled 2 stars there. So basically, no damage at all, which is good. Goes back there. I'm going to stay here because I actually want to be asleep, so I can damage him on the next turn, or turn after that, I should say. And then that is the end of the killer phase, panic phase. These 2 panic. One of them will roll dice for both of them. 1 and 6, so one of them comes this way. The other is going to go here. There's a little line there. Should have caught that earlier. All right. Not great. So now we go to the upkeep phase. 1 victim will go closer to him. Shoot back there. And I can choose to rearrange my items. And the reason I might want to rearrange my items is so I can actually save some victims. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this to the backpack, so at least it's no longer in effect. Unfortunately, I don't have any walk cards. I only have cards. That was stupid. So I can't do anything this turn. So I may as well leave these here, because I'm going to need those. All right, so we have 6 time to play with. We're going to take 1 retaliate. We're going to take all our 0 cards. And we're going to take a sprint card. I think things are going to go really bad here. Could have focused as well. Focus might have been good. Yeah, in fact, focus is a necessity, I think, for this turn. 2 and 1, complete fail. Let's put these back because I should have finished my turn first. So focus failed completely. That earns 2 turns. Focus, 1 star. Okay, that's going to buy me 1 less horror. It's going to buy me 1 more time. Let's go ahead and use short rest to basically get 1 time back. I did not have short rest, so I can't do that. I can give up a guard to get 1 time back. We're going to use guard to get 1 time back. That'll put me at 4. That means now I can take retaliate. All these other cards are in my hand. Screwed that up. I screwed that up royally. Up to 6, killer gets to go. Killer's going to kill somebody. That's going to go up by 1. Horror's going to go up by 1. He is going to draw a terror card. Never sleep again. This is going to go up by 1. I fall asleep. If I were already asleep, I could reset it if I wish. If I do not resolve 1 additional boiler room card at the end of the killer phase, we're going to go ahead and reset the boiler room. But what sucks is now I'm only going to have 1 dice to work with. Okay, we've reset the boiler room. Let's go ahead and reveal 1 card. There he is again. He's on the bottom. I'm going to retaliate. I've got 1 card that I can do this with. He's going to do 2 damage. Sorry, he's going to do 3 damage. So no matter what, this is going to be bad. So fortunately, I managed to block 2 damage. He does 1 damage, which is going to raise this up by 1. However, because I'm already at max horror, that's actually going to raise the blood level again, which in turn is going to cause 2 more horror, which raises it again and then again. And then I reset the boiler room deck. I do get to retaliate, finish the retaliate, which is to cause a total of 4 damage. But let me reset the boiler room first. This was bad. This was a total of a 1, 2, 3, 4 horror in 1 turn. Now I've already resolved 1 of these, so I don't think I have to resolve another one. This does do a total of 4 damage to him, so he is at that point now. And the plus side here is now I get the extra dice because he's at 1 thing. We go to the upkeep phase. Nobody panics. He does move into here. And I have 2 cards that are really going to be needed. I'm going to do a walk. I get to use 2 dice this time, even though there's only 1 dice here, because he's on his last health. Walk 1 space, use it 1 time, and I'm going to do a weak attack, which hopefully will kill him. All right, so I'm going to give up these 2 cards, short rest and walk, so that I can convert this to 1 success. And now, if this is blank, it's over. It's done. He has been completely killed. It's empty. It is blank. He's dead. This was a sloppy mess of a game. I have to tell you. I know that I backed up a couple times. What kills me is look at this. I have no save victims. I lost the 1 save victim I had because of what happened earlier, and everyone was still in like their original spaces for the most part. That's kind of crazy. But Mr. Fright is dead. Dr. Fright is dead. That's 2 wins now. 1 for Sheila, 1 for Nancy. If I did have not already gotten Nancy's machetes, this would allow me to get them again. However, I'd already won them, so yay. That is 2 scenarios down, 3 more to go. And until then, until tomorrow, I will see you later.